What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City video. Today we are going to be analysing the Manchester City home match against Chelsea in the hard-fought 2-1 victory, in a much-needed victory. Before we talk about this game, don't forget, like always, if you're enjoying the content, make sure you help support my channel by subscribing, pressing that red button, pressing the bell, and putting your push notifications on. Make sure also you check out my social media links, which you can find in description below and popping up on screen for my Twitter and Instagram. And don't forget also, leave a thumbs up if you enjoy this video, and most importantly, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, because I'm always interested in what you do have to say. So we're going to crack on with this video, and we're going to first up talk about the teams. Manchester City saw Ederson come back. That's much relieved in my opinion. Fantastic goalkeeper, fantastic distribution, and a welcomed appearance again for him to be back in the Manchester City squad. We saw Rodri and David Silva coming back into the starting 11 too, as we saw Mendy return to the starting 11 as Angelino dropped to the bench, and we saw João Cancelo starting in place of Kyle Walker. We saw Riyad Mahrez starting in place for Bernardo Silva too, who was suspended for this game. For Chelsea, they saw Pulisic indeed starting like I'd predicted, Willian and Abraham going up front again like I predicted. Then had a very loggerhead midfield of Jorginho, Kovacic and Kante. A lot of running, a lot of passing. A decent midfield, a hard-working midfield that's probably going to make it very difficult, you'd imagine, for City, because, well, they need them workhorses in midfield, because their defence looked like it could be got at. It looked like their weak point going with Tomori and Zuma at centre-back, which I felt like it could be got at. I felt like there was goals in this game. I'm sure that Chelsea were looking at this game and thinking there's goals in it for them too, so was in for a good game, in my opinion. I did predict it to be both teams to score, and I was right. So, first half, pretty slow 15 minutes, really, for Manchester City. Not what we needed just after the international break, just like Norwich away. That was a bit disappointing. Chelsea, though, did come out firing. Tomori missed a great chance from a corner, managed to twist and turn and fired it just wide. I did originally think that it had gone in. It hadn't, much to my relief. Then Kovacic played a lovely ball over on 21 minutes. Man City's defence all over the place, and Kante, of all the players, managed to find himself into a bit of space, running in on goal, got a shot away, Ederson closing in, managed to squeeze it under him and had enough on it to go into the back of the net. Just like Norwich away, extremely disappointing, but if I'm being fair and honest, probably no more than what Chelsea deserved to go ahead. I just felt like, here we go again. And what frustrated me the most with this game is, I know that City equalised and ended up pulling it back in the first half, but what frustrated me most is just how slow and we allowed this situation to happen. And we're at home. We're a top-class side, and it was just dictated by Chelsea, this game, for the first 20-25 minutes. Really poor from City. Too slow out of the blocks. They're going to have to sort that out, because when we're going up against more and more teams, they're going to start to suss this, and they're going to start thinking, if we can just have a good purple patch for the first 20 minutes of games, and they can sneak a goal, we're always going to be up against it. And we run the risk then of dropping points, and we're just at a point in the season where dropping points, particularly in the Premier League, just isn't an option anymore. Liverpool, before this game started, 12 points ahead, managed to scab, and they're doing it so often that it's just becoming habit for them, that they know that even if things don't go their way, that they've still got enough quality, they've still got something that can go their way, that they're still pulling out wins from Aston Villa away. Crystal Palace, 82nd minute equaliser, 3 minutes later scoring, and the match with the VAR pushing and stuff like that. I mean, Liverpool's just having the slice, not the slice of luck, but they're just having the rub of the green kind of from it, whereas City are kind of just shooting themselves in the foot a little bit. And so it is something that we need to be, well, we need to iron it out, and it needs to be ironed out ASAP. 2 difficult away games coming up in the Premier League for us next weekend against Newcastle, and looking further ahead, a midweek game against Burnley. These are games that we must be all guns blazing right from the off. Sloppy 20 minutes in this game. It's not the first time, probably not going to be the last time this season, but it does need ironing out, because we're making hard work. Chelsea allowed us space because the defence weren't too brilliant. Other teams won't be so forgiving like that. So, yeah. Anyway, 29 minutes in, De Bruyne managed to find some space on the edge of the box, sold a nice dummy, kind of poor shot really, ends up taking a deflection, I think it was off Zuma, ends up going into the back of the net, wrong-footing Kepa, and into the back of the net for 1-1. I'll take that every day of the week really, when you're up against the caution, you're going 1-0 behind to scab yourself for 1-1. Like I said, Liverpool are very good at that, and that is something we need to start doing too. And we have, so that's good. Then, 37 minutes, lovely goal this from Riyad Mahrez. Cuts in onto his left foot. Instead of looking for the top corner, decides to place it instead and look for the bottom corner and finds it really, really well. Kepa kind of didn't stand any chance here. Managed to have the perfect angle, slice it across and into the bottom corner for a... I'm not going to say a well-deserved 2-1 lead for Manchester City, but we fought hard and we did really well to grow ourselves back into the game. And when something I've accused City of quite a bit, particularly over the last few weeks, is not putting our chances away. And first half, we kind of did. Could have been even better. Just before the first half came to an end, Sergio Aguero was played in by Kepa. Poor play out from the back from Chelsea. Played it straight to Aguero. Aguero's one-on-one. Someone as great as Aguero, a deadly finisher, to be honest, I'd expect him to hit the back of the net. Didn't look himself against Liverpool. Kind of didn't look himself again. Like I said, decent opportunity, ends up firing it against the crossbar. And like I said, what normally, a normal circumstance, a guaranteed goal. Like, if you used to tell me one player is going to be put in that situation, every day of the week I'd want Sergio Aguero to be there as that man that's going to put that into the back of the net to make it 3-1. I just did make a note at the time. I hope this won't be costly, which, thankfully, it wasn't. So, half-time, 2-1 City, nice. A tale of good and bad. Much better once Chelsea went ahead was my summary. Why we needed Chelsea to go ahead to kick us into action, I'm not too sure. We managed to scab a goal and we managed to pick up our confidence from there. Always looking for that killer 2-goal cushion. Went into the second half a bit slow again. Kante did nearly equalise towards the end of the half. Well saved from Ederson. Kind of should have scored, actually. It was a good... I'm fairly sure it hit Ederson's leg and it saved. I'm not sure if it hit that on the outside of the post. But anyway, decent opportunity for Chelsea where, you know, kind of really should have done better. Bit disappointed with Aguero to pick up a knock, if I'm honest. Apparently he's not a good injury either, so that's not good. We're waiting to see how long Aguero is going to be out for. I know Rodri and David Silva went off, but they went off with fatigue, so they'll probably miss the next game and have a nice week's-long rest, but should be available for next weekend. Whereas with Aguero, I do not know, so stay tuned to my Twitter. I'll retweet something when we hear news of that. I've got my fingers crossed, both fingers crossed. We'll cross all the fingers. And the thumbs, there we go, that Sergio Aguero's injury isn't too serious and we'll have him back very soon and have him firing on all cylinders again, because he's a great striker and obviously don't want to be losing key players. We've already lost many. We don't want to lose more. So, yeah. Last bit for the game, controversy, VAR. Like I said, Liverpool got the rub of the green with a little shove, which to me was a free kick. I mean, it was a clear push. I mean, if that was City playing and we conceded and someone pushed, I'd probably be pretty angry, which, yeah, we don't seem to be having the rub of the green with VAR. Raheem Sterling doesn't anyway. He's judged to be offside because his armpit or something's offside, based on Kurt Zouma, who was stood there, and his armpit looked level with his bum, if I'm honest. That's what VAR's come to. I mean, you can score with either part of the body and it's perfectly legal. Ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I don't know. I've had my say on VAR. I don't want to keep mentioning it every single game. Go and watch my previous videos. You want to go and hear me mention and talk about VAR. It's just farcical. Anyway, full time, 2-1 Manchester City. Can't even tell you how much of a big win that was. Like, not playing great, going up against a good team in good form, going ahead as well, Chelsea, to pull it all back and come from behind to win. Shows, particularly after losing to Liverpool in the last game and you're 12 points behind going into this game after Liverpool played first. I can't even tell you how difficult that must be mentally, like the hurdle. Like, you need a pick-me-up, a confidence booster. Liverpool just dropping points. I'm confident if Liverpool were playing before us and they dropped points, it would add to the fluidity of our game and we'd end up playing with more confidence and more possession. As it was, a very sluggish game, which, to me, the stats suggest. I'm not going to take anything away. I've already had a look at the stats, by the way. I am not going to take anything away from Chelsea because I've never seen anything like this while City's had Pep Guardiola as manager, at least not to my knowledge. I'm fairly sure, even when we played the great Barcelona passing team when they came to our ground a couple of seasons ago, fairly sure we had more possession than them when we battered them. I'm fairly sure we've had more possession than every single team that we've played at the Etihad under Pep Guardiola. I mean, the only team I can think of off the top of my head would be Tottenham and Liverpool that could even push that close. Chelsea not only pushed it close in terms of possession, actually did better than us. 47% possession for Manchester City, 53% possession to Chelsea. Well done to Frank Lampard. He's doing really, really well. Not many teams, if any team, whilst we've had Pep, has come to the Etihad and had more possession than us. So that in itself deserves my applause, and it deserves every credit to it, because that is not an easy thing to do. Obviously, it's not told with a scoreline, and obviously stats don't suggest the whole thing, but it's not easy, and shows just how well, in my opinion, Chelsea did in this game. Now, in terms of shots, 15 shots for City, just 4 on target, 2 goals. Now, 2 goals, 4 shots on target isn't bad, but if we're having 15 shots, just 4 on target isn't the best. Chelsea ended up having 11 shots, 2 on target, 1 ends up going in. So, yeah, it's just one of them things, really. Both sides, not the most clinical. Chelsea did kind of struggle once they scored to kind of get back into the game. That's just how it went. A few off-target shots. They probably wanted to have put the chances away, but that is what it is. 558 passes, 86% pass completion rate. A little bit disappointing from City. 86% pass completion rate. Not with the passes, but the 86% pass completion rate. I'm always looking for it to be at least 88%. Somewhere between 88 and 90% is always where we strive to be. And that's what Chelsea did. 89% pass completion rate, 642 passes, had, I think, just under 90 more passes than us in the whole game. So more possession, more passes, better pass completion rate. That is decent from Chelsea. Created 1 clear-cut chance. City, not really in the game, didn't really create any clear-cut chances, just relying on mistakes and the vulnerabilities of Chelsea's defence, which we punished, which is good. In terms of tackles, Chelsea, a lot better with their tackles than us, made more tackles and had more successful tackle completion rate, 2 more interceptions, more blocks, more clearances, more headed clearances. City, though, in terms of aerial duels, a lot better. So we've not really been a lot better than Chelsea in any parts of the stats other than that. So yeah, well done to Chelsea, but that is something that City really do need to work on going forward, because if we don't want that to become a regular feat when teams who know how to keep possession end up being able to dictate the stats, because we might have got away with it in this game. In other games, I'm not so sure. I mean, obviously Newcastle and Burnley in our next couple of games aren't probably going to be a problem, you wouldn't think, in terms of the stats and possessions and stuff, but when we're going up against good quality sides that we've got coming up, it may well become a little bit of a problem. So that is something. Pep's a perfectionist. He'll want to improve on that. So, like I said, stats show just how well Chelsea did. Well done, Frank Lampard. Gave us a good game. I'm confident that if they perform on a consistent basis like they did at the Etihad and how they've been performing over the last few games in the Premier League, that they'll get a top 4 spot at the end of the season, and probably quite comfortably, you would think. Chelsea, Leicester, City, Liverpool, at this moment in time, to me, are looking a step above everybody else. And so we've gone up against a team that is in good form and good quality in that top 4. We've managed to beat them. So that, when we're not played well either, is good. I am concerned about Aguero's injury. Thought Riyad Mahrez had a good game. Fernandinho had a good game. De Bruyne had a good game too. Riyad Mahrez, my JSGC man of the match, just for scoring the winner in a lovely taken goal in what was, in my complete honest opinion, not the greatest of performance. Job done, really. We pick up the 3 points. You offer me a 2-1 win before the game, I'll snap your hand off and I'll take it. We move on to our next game against Shakhtar Donetsk at home in the Champions League on Tuesday, so we'll have a preview for that coming up. We've sealed first. I want to seal first place in the Champions League, so we've still got that to play for before we move on with the Premier League. Like I said, Newcastle and Burnley away coming up. Busy times into that busy December schedule coming up very soon. We've got a lot to look forward to, or not to look forward to if things don't go to plan. So, plenty more videos and plenty more content to come, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Make sure you subscribe, press that red button, press the bell, put your push notifications on. Social media links in description below. Don't forget, leave your thoughts in the comments below. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. And I'll see you all again for the next video. So it's been JSGC. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace. Ciao for now.